So when things start getting stale, what is the best way to reevaluate your marketing? How do you know how do you know what to do when you're a little too close and you can't really see how to fix it?
Yeah, well, as an entrepreneur and a business owner, this happens to the best of us, right? That you're in your business, you're so close to your business, they say sometimes, I've heard this saying, you can't see the forest through the trees, right? And it happens when you're every day in the business, you've kind of have an ideology of the way that you're operating. But what happens is customers are always changing, right? The customers, and this has become a really good foundational thing for us when maybe our cost per acquisition's gone up, maybe some things operationally are not as efficient as they used to be. We go back to this foundational kind of principle of ours is let's go back from the beginning and let's make sure that our perspective is right? Because, think about this, you own a business and maybe where you fall in a demographic or in society is different than the customers that you're selling to. Right. It's pretty hard for you to imagine, to know what they want, right, from your eyes, because you see the world the way you see it. So I like to always jump out of your shoes and really put yourself in their shoes, understand their pain, understand their life, understand the flow of how they operate and move throughout the world every day. And when you start looking at it from their perspective, then you're going to understand, it gets you back on track where it's like, this is where we went wrong. You start thinking about the business based on your eyes and the things you're doing, and it disconnects from the customer. So it happens to all of us. It happens to us. We have to do this on a regular basis. You should practice doing it on a regular basis. But when we always seem to do it when things start going off the tracks, like what's going on? And we'll go back to this again. All right, let's just make sure that we're following these principles and we haven't gotten so close to the business that we're not changing as our customers changing. Does that make sense?
Right. So when there's a disconnect,
yep,
almost try to read your customer's mind. Put yourself in the customer's shoes.
Yeah, you have to. That's the way it works, whether it's in business with your customers, in a relationship with your spouse. Sometimes it's hard to understand things unless you'll stop, get in their shoes, look at it from their perspective objectively. Now you can get to the bottom of things, right? And at the end of the day, it's not about pride. We're really good marketers, and this happens to us all the time. People got to go grab us by the neck and pull us back out of the weeds because we're so far in them. And it's like, so we meet with people occasionally, people that have a different perspective, that really know marketing and advertising, and it keeps us sharp. So most of the time we do it ourselves, but listen, go lean on somebody else. If you start running into this kind of stuff, but really if you just practice this, that, hey, I'm going to always know and make sure I'm refreshing. Culture's changing very fast. People's habits are changing fast. What they're following, the messages that, news techniques and calls to action, all this stuff is changing very quickly. So just be a student of that, and it becomes a foundational thing. And once you learn how to do it, it's like you just snap right out of it. You get back to the basics and you're back on track again.
Awesome. Well, guys, if you have any questions, don't forget to comment below and subscribe to our channels.